Yeah, he really did. Hey, we got Dustin Poirier. What's up, Dustin?
Dustin, man, how's
How
it
you doing?
feel,
Congratulations. Man? We got him, right, Dustin?
Yes.
Hey, buddy, you're talking to Matt, Serra, and Jim Norton. How are you, pal?
What's up, Dustin?
Good. What's going on, man?
Good. We were just breaking our producer's balls because we didn't think he was going to get you, but I was joking. Congratulations on what was an absolutely amazing win over Max.
Congrats, homie.
Thank you. Thank you so much, man.
And you said something like in the first round you were really dominant, and you looked a lot bigger than I expected you to look compared to Max, and you were really, your punches were having a tremendous effect on him. Were you kind of surprised that he stayed up through that round?
Definitely, because I landed some really good shots. I was more surprised that he came back and took more in the next few rounds. After I hurt him a couple of times and he survived, and I tried to put him away and couldn't, I thought it was going to just slowly start going downhill for him, and that wasn't the case, man. He came out every round ready to fight. Did you? It looked like in the second round that he was actually at one point winning the round, but I guess the last, 2 minutes of the round, you really came on strong, and I thought took the round and had won the first two. Right. Yeah, it's tough to say in a fight like that. Sure. Every time I go back to the stool, I'm wondering who won that round. I really didn't know.
Yeah, sometimes in the fight, and you go back and you watch it, and you see all the stuff you did right. But during the fight, you just kind of remember, even if you had a great round, you just remember getting hit a couple times, and that stands out in your head. So it's like, did I do as good as I thought? That's why it's really important to have an honest corner, because there's sometimes, Dustin, maybe you could relate to this. I watch fights, and I'm like, yo, these guys are not stressing that their fighter is like 2 rounds. They need this last round drastically. They're just basically giving some advice. Do you ever notice that? For sure. They're in the corner comforting the guy instead of, giving him a sense of urgency to get it done. My corner told me heading into the 5th, when I was on the stool between the 4th and the 5th, they told me, if you go out there and win this round, we win in the fight, you'll be the world champion. So that's great advice.
I think they were right.
That is great advice, because even if they were pretty sure you had 3 rounds, you never know with the judges. You really never do. So for them to say that, it's like, look, man, it's like, you're not cruising to a victory. Win this round, and you're a champion. That's motivating. That's great.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I got off the stool with some time left. I cut myself short. I got up off the stool and walked to the middle of the ring. I was just ready to do that 5th round and win this belt. And too, when you look at the last fights, there's not many fighters you could find that have had a tougher 6 fights in a row with better competition than you. Max, Eddie Alvarez twice you've had to fight, Gaethje and Pettis and Jim Miller. An incredible road you've been on, and it looks like when Khabib comes back and he's ready to fight, you logically should be the guy that he fights. I am the guy he's going to fight. I'm ready to get this. I'm ready to get this thing figured out with a date and location.
Now, Dustin, motivation doesn't ever seem to be a problem for you, but how motivating is a fight versus Khabib going to be for you? Because a lot of people are going to be looking past you. Not me. I'm saying a lot of people. Trust me, man. I've been in similar shoes. But because everybody holds Khabib in such high regard, rightfully so. He's a monster movie. But it is kind of, isn't it like extra motivating? It's like living a Rocky movie. Right. I do. My life is a Rocky movie. It is. Just this last Saturday, people were looking past me. It's nothing new to me. It's exciting. Like I've said it before, I honor these challenges. Like, that's what wakes me up in the morning. Yeah. A couple of things post-fight. One, before I forget, my wife loved how you were shouting out your wife. So let me give you that props for that, because you probably don't hear that. My wife was like, "Oh, he's nice." She went right into that. "Oh, that's nice, and look at that." So that was nice. So I had to throw that out there. That was cute. And also, what I really, really enjoyed was the interaction. First of all, classy throughout. You're always a classy guy, Dustin, as I'm sure you've been told. But what I like when they capture the moments, like between you and Max, and you're talking. You're not doing it for the camera. And to get ready for a fight in a cage, you have to go someplace. Even if you're not a bad guy, you got to get to kind of a dark place. So, like, I heard you guys talking, and they played it a lot on the social media, when you're like, "Hey, man, sorry I cursed at you the other day. And Max is like, no, man, this is war. And it was just it was a great moment that they captured. I thought that was so good for the sport.
Yeah, man. It's in the heat of the moment when you're doing those things or saying those things, you do and say whatever comes natural, and then you go back and watch it. It's pretty cool to see that. It's something you don't see as often anymore in this sport.
Yeah, people are going the other way now because they see the money that some of these guys are making, being outrageous, being disrespectful, which is the biggest thing I have a problem with. And then there's other guys out there, and also guys that come to mind, guys we were talking about recently, like fights earlier, like with Raging Ally Quinta, Donald Cerrone. There's guy Justin Gaethje. Oh, that is going to be a sick fight.
Yeah.
I can't wait either. We were just talking about that. Justin Gaethje, yourself. I mean, there's guys that do not need to. Max Holloway. They could be good guys, and people are still going to be paying to watch you guys fight.
For sure, no doubt about it. And poking at people and having fun, that's all fair play, but just don't lose yourself in it. Don't be totally consumed by that image, and you got to stay true to yourself, man.
That is 100% true. And the problem with that route is when some guys, it comes natural to, like Conor, I'm going to say more in the beginning, but then they try to outdo themselves. Or guys try to go deeper, and they try to go darker, and they go too far. Family,
too far, man.
Wives, religion.
To me, when it crosses into that, it just becomes unattractive to me.
Right there with you, man. And you guys show the generations coming up. You guys show look, man, it doesn't have to be that way. That clip they captured and they put on the social media, what we just talked about, is worth its weight in stone for people coming up, I feel.
Right.
Do you have to, Dustin, when you fight internally, do you have to build up any kind of an animosity for the guy? There's some guys that say they have to really, like Matt said, in a way, you're going to a dark place when you're fighting in a cage. Do you have to put yourself in any kind of a really kind of a shitty mental state about the other person, or how do you handle that? If it's a guy that you could find yourself liking, how do you handle that mentally?
Nah, I mean, Max is a guy I find myself liking, but we're going to get in there. One person's going to win and one person's going to lose. So it's just a mindset. It's not so much that I'm upset or angry at Max. It's just I have an opportunity that it's not even him as a person. It's just he's an object in there to me at that moment. I have to overcome him no matter what. I'm trying to physically hurt the guy, not personally because I dislike him, but this is what I do. I need to break him. I need his body to stop working for me to get this victory. So whatever I need to do in there, I'm willing to do. It's not even about anger at all.
And he feels the same way about you, so you're not doing it for no reason. I mean, there's a guy there trying to do the exact same thing to you.
Exactly, yeah. If I give him an opportunity, he's going to do the same thing to me. And I don't think he needs to be angry to get it done either. It's just years and years of perfecting the craft of stopping people.
Now, are you a big tape guy? I mean, do you study? You're going to be, obviously, you got a little bit of time before Khabib. How much, and now we know this is who we got next. How much are you watching of his footage?
I found that in the past, I was watching too much.
Yeah. And
caring too much. And with that, you start creating problems that aren't there. You start overthinking things, Now I trust my coaches. I will watch some fight footage on him, but I'm not going to consume myself. It's not going to consume me the study, I'll find things he's doing. I'll listen to my coaches. We'll work towards it. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be who I am going into that fight. I'm not going to change a whole lot. It's just bringing some mental notes into the octagon with me on that night of things that he does.
So there's things that you've seen and your coach have seen that hey, we could capitalize on this or on, this, that, and the other.
Exactly. Or he likes to set up his takedown on a southpaw with an overhand or things like that. So I know when that overhand comes, a level change might come behind it. Or things he does when he's hurt, when he's losing the round, things that he does. Just simple things like that. So when I get in there and these things happen, I kind of know what's next. Just like I know a hook's coming after a jab cross. When these guys switch stance and do certain things, I know that they've done it in the past. I get prepared for it.
Well, I'll be honest. I mean, as good as Khabib is, I would probably take you in the second round. I'm going to make that prediction. Not to knock Khabib, but because, again, everybody knows that he is going to wrestle and he's going to go to the ground. And Al Iaquinta had trained for a stand. He was training for Paul Felder in a 3-round fight and wound up going the distance with Khabib, completely with no camp for him. Conor went into the 4th round, and I think that you are going to put him away, and that's not to knock him. I think he's a great champion, but I just think you look unstoppable right now.
Thank you so much, man. And I'm only going to build on this and get better. And I know for sure I have the skills and the power and the determination and focus to put a loss on his record.
Now, you had talked about, I think after at the press conference, you said you want to take your daughter to the zoo. Did you wind up doing that?
Of course. We were there Monday, bright and early. It was a beautiful day, and we had a blast, man.
And how old is she?
She's 2.5.
Oh, okay. Now, had she been before? Did she appreciate it?
Yeah, we go after every fight. I usually fly home on Sunday, and I bring her to the zoo on Monday. It's something we do. She knows. She looks forward to it.
Oh.
She says Daddy's going to fight on TV, and we go into the zoo.
Is it a zoo just to look at them, or is it like a petting zoo where she can kind of like pet llamas or something?
It is a zoo to look at them, but they do have a petting zoo where you can feed the llamas, you can feed goats and pigs and pet them and stuff, and she loves it, man.
She does.
It's so awesome to see how happy she is.
Isn't that amazing? I got 3 daughters, and it is true that, I love my wife to death, but let me tell you, Dustin, it's almost like you never. I'm gonna get a little soft right here, okay? I'm secure with myself, but it's like you never really truly knew what love was until you had your daughter. Is that or is that just me?
Yeah, I've never loved anything the way I love my daughter. I've never been like I'll drop everything and for her, whatever it takes.
Yeah,
I don't want to sound weird, but I've never been willing to put my life down for something, and for her I would do anything in the world.
It gets better and better, buddy. Oh man, forget about it. Dance comps and this and that. It's so much fun. And now soon, once my wife's done teaching religion, Jimmy and Dustin, my kids are gonna be starting jiu-jitsu again.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, my 8-year-old too, because they didn't do it for a while because they got dance all week.
Yeah.
All right, let's not bore Dustin.
Well, Dustin, I want to ask you. Now you only have one daughter, right?
Yeah, I have one daughter, and she's calling me the champ now, bro. You don't know how good that feels.
That's so awesome.
You like hearing that from her. So is that a motivating factor when you fight too? I know a lot of fighters will think of their kids when they fight. Is she kind of a motivating factor for you?
Huge motivating factor. And she's taught me a lot, man. She's taught me a lot of patience. She's helped me be a better fighter, but it's a huge motivating factor. I got mouths to feed. I want my daughter to have opportunities I never had growing up and have I want to make a life for her that she can grow into and have whatever she wants.
And I wanted to ask you, before we let you go, too, a friend of mine was at your Theo Vaughn. Now, did you know Theo before the fight?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay, so you guys were familiar with each other. I think this was his first fight that he actually has gone to.
Yeah, this was his first fight, but we've hung out a few times before that. When he comes to Louisiana, we hang out. He's actually going to be here. We're going to go grab lunch next weekend.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Well, it's good talking to you. Congratulations. That was such an amazing win. Again, such a great fighter.
Congrats, Chad.
Yeah, that was just an incredible win for you.
Thank you so much, man. It was an incredible night. I'll never forget it.
All right, well, we will talk to you again before the Khabib fight, whenever that is. And obviously, I'm taking Dustin Poirier in the second round. Remember I said it?
Man, all our best, champ. Good job, Dustin.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Bye, Dustin. So I'm saying bye, guys.
Bye, Jimmy. Take care, Dustin.
Yeah, I'm going to take Poirier. I'll tell you why.
How do you not like him?
It's not that Khabib isn't great, but people know what he's going to do. And he, early in that round, in the first round, it seems like he can be hit.
Yeah.
And watching what Poirier did to Max, who has great mobility, and watching how much he was able to land on Holloway, who I think is extremely difficult to land on, I'm going to take him.
For sure. And don't forget, Dustin's a black belt. That's the other thing. It's not like he's a slouch on the
Right,
ground,
of
but
course.
for sure.
Dustin's well-rounded, very well-rounded. If they made a movie of his life, they should probably start with him getting clobbered by Conor. Hear me out. And, oh, man, that was my shot. It was this and that. And look how inspiring that is. Look where he came from with that. Because that was a very highly, publicized fight. Yeah. And, he came back from that with a vengeance and had man, fight of the night. I mean, just wars. Came out on top, took out killers, and then became a champion.
Yeah. Well, and he doesn't come out looking bad after these wars. That's the thing. The other guys are the guys that are really beat up after these fights.
He's a talented guy, a hardworking guy,
And now number 8 in the
deserves
pound for pound, by the way.
deserves all the success in the world. Good job, Dustin.
I disagree that that's how it should open. I think it should open.
Wow, how, Jimmy?
I would be willing to play myself.
Sure.
Where I'm on the phone with an actor to play Dustin.
Okay.
And I'm saying that I think that you're going to win in the second round.
Can I be myself? Jimmy?
No, I'm probably going to
No,
want
be
an
me. I can
actor.
act.
Nah, I'm sure you can.
I'll be
but
myself. I can act myself.
Maybe.
So that's how it starts with you interviewing him?
Yeah, probably just be like, we'll just do it's a movie. So we'll do it like I have my own show. And I was interviewing him.
Right.
And I
And then
picked him in the second round.
And that's how he wins?
And then
He wins like that?
you'll just go through the movie of his life. And at the end,
He wins in the second
right
round?
before he wins, you'll cut back to me in a flashback.
That doesn't look good though for the movie, Jimmy.
Or even
it seems kind of cocky on your part, and I don't think it's gonna flow well.
You don't think that highlights Dustin's win?
no.
even right
man.
at the end when he's really like putting the finishing touches on the win, he goes for Norden, and he's just
No,
That's for Chris the producer.
Yeah, I
man.
agree. That's not a
Could
good.
he stay out of your jokes?
No, but that's
Chris
not
the
a good.
producer,
That's
I'm
not. That's not
sorry.
a. No, that's not a
You don't
good.
think
No, because it's not believable. But I think the dream, like with the light, like the clouds, are,
Yeah.
like the light cloudy filter around the screen, where he's winning the fight, and you flash back to me, go the second round.